favorite singing rapper, YNW Melly.
He is seen smiling and good spirits in court as his murder trial
So,
starts today.
uh,
Prosecutors found Instagram messages of YNW Melly admitting to the double murder, allegedly.
alleged
Allegedly.
alleged double murder, and if he gets found guilty of this, he can't possibly get the death penalty because it's no more. You have to give it has to be 12 votes to make you get the death penalty. It can be
Was
eight to
it 12 or I thought it was like, was it 8 out of 12?
no. Now it's 8 out of 4. It's 8 out of 4. If 8 people agree out of the 12,
Yeah.
then you can get the death penalty. Before it was, I think it's like unanimous. All of them had to agree for you to get the death penalty.
Now they just had to have a majority.
And this is going to be the first person to be tried under this. This just started this year. So the person that did the school Essen thing like a couple months ago, he got scot free. But YNW Melly's the first one to go under this in Florida. And here's what the prosecution has to say. What they bring it to the table.
Crazy.
Thomas, who is referred to as Juvie, are really dead. One individual, and specifically, sends out, and I want to quote the message exactly that you will hear, and says, right after this, "Yo, homie, you good?
Yo, homie.
Let me know something."
What's up, Hans?
And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is where it's good. After he's been tagged in multiple social media posts about this drive-through, this shooting. And Mr. Demmons responds very succinctly, "I did that." Shh. Ladies and gentlemen, at the conclusion of the evidence, the state is confident that you will find the defendant guilty as charged of the first-degree murder of Christopher Thomas and Anthony Williams. Thank you.
So confident.
I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. But I mean, don't worry, don't worry. I was like everybody else. I was like, man, the prosecution, they got my dog red-handed. They got a video of him walking in the car.
They got DMs.
They got DMs. They
cell
got,
phone location.
and then if you seen the video, it was two cars that
One cup.
it was two cars when at the studio. It was two cars they drove. They had two cars. One they got in both cars. They drove. One car drove into the home. They got video evidence of one car driving to the home, so you can't say Melly was in that car. And then the other car drove off with Melly, Borton, and everybody else in it. But I mean, it's looking like here, the YFN Melly's team is saying that the defense got a hard on for YNW Melly. They want him so bad. As soon as they found out,
You almost you caught a YFN Melly for saying
I mean,
he's
so
not
close.
Lucci. Yeah, no, it's
YFN,
funny.
YNW, yeah, that's real close. And you know, the police got a hard on for my dog Melly. They said once they found out that Melly got the song and he was gonna be a rich and famous rapper, they was like, forget everybody else. We gonna ignore all the other evidence we have, and we just gonna stick it on him. Because it looks like here, the defense stated that the dude that had the dead bodies in the car, he was able to drive home, change his clothes, then drive to the hospital.
Didn't you
Him
say
off.
he like showered too?
He did everything. Took a shower, did everything, then drove to the hospital. And then the police asked him questions. They only asked him like one or two questions, then they let it go. Then you already know everybody was trying to blame it on. Oh yeah, it was a drive-by shooting. You know, we got other gangs that's out against us, and then the police was like, "Oh, this isn't true," but the YNW team says that this is true. You found two people that was like, "Oh yeah, well, we finna wet up that Jeep again," and another person said something else, and then the police confronted those two people, but they waited so long. They waited 7 months for one person and a year and a half for the other person to confront them, and they only asked them one question, like, "Oh, were you there?" He said, "No, where were you at?" He said, "Oh, I was at work." He's like, "Oh, can you prove it?" He's like, "Yeah, send me the work schedule, and then we'll talk about it later." The dude never sent the work schedule. They never checked on it. So I mean, the people are saying that this is just bad police work, and that YNW Melly may get free. I mean, I hope. I mean,
So the sloppy police work might lead to Melly beating the case. Because they're trying to paint the picture that there's a lot of evidence against him. I also heard alleged rumors that they had forensics stating that the gunshots came from within the vehicle
yes.
and not actually coming from outside like the drive-by they said happened. Now, has that been disproven, or have you heard any update on that?
I mean, with that whole situation, they still say it happened in the car. There was no drive by. They walked numerous blocks, didn't find any shell casings, no gun, no scattered, no skeet tire marks on the floor, no shattered glass. That's what they look for on drive-bys.
Yeah, you got to watch for the skeet tire
Skeet,
marks.
skeet. Nah, but I mean, this
Skid
all stuff
marks.
that happens on skid marks on drive-bys. They didn't find any of that stuff. They also still haven't found the gun. So that's one thing they may get off of. They can't find the gun.
Can't find the murder weapon.
Can't find the murder weapon. And the only rapper to show up was my dog Boosie. Cause he a real one. This is why I see why people don't support Boosie.
That's because Boosie has free time. He ain't doing nothing. He
He
ain't
had a
doing
pool
nothing
party.
but dissing people on the internet.
I know he had pool parties. He pool
Yeah,
party
having pool thought parties.
and
Like
over
a
that-
50-year-old dude throwing pool parties.
and stalking Gabrielle Union, trying to bash it every chance he get. You already know how it is, but
You think Dwayne Wade would beat up Boosie?
of course. Dwayne, but Boosie just got over cancer. He ain't that strong.
Oh yeah, Dwayne Wade's like still 6'3".
But speaking of not that strong, looks like they got Fredo Bangs in it too, because allegedly Fredo Bangs is the one that let's
Oh.
even go back.
Well, that's a sneak preview. Sorry guys.
Allegedly Fredo Bangs is the one that picked up YNW Melly after doing the whole shooting, and also they're saying that YNW sent an email, a Snapchat out saying that he did that. Shh, don't say nothing.
Too much self-snitching all time high.
That's what I never get. Why they always self snitching?
I don't know. Do you think he's gonna beat this case? Put it in the comments below. I want to hear your opinion.
Yep.
If you're watching this on TFTC clips, remember
You think
the
he's gonna
only
beat
way
it?
to watch this podcast in HD in its full format is on Tales from the Crib. So slide on forward or over to Tales from the Crib if you want full 1080p. But who do you think he's gonna beat this?
I mean, honestly,
What percentage of chance do you give him? of
I give him
beating it?
a 75% chance of beating it.
You think this is like
75.
he's got a high chance?
Yeah, because it's not like the whole
Now, besides beating it, do you think he actually did it?
oh, I think he did it. I think he did it, but I think he's gonna beat it only because it's 4 people got. If it was 2 people, 3 people got in the car and 1 person came back, he did it. But it's 4 people in the car.
They could have said he was snaking. He was either doing some snaky stuff or stealing or something.
I mean, but is it snaky stuff that do you think it's snaky stuff that his whole defense team, I mean his whole team was saying
Something
that
seems very, very sneaky. I quite can't put my finger on it.
I mean, we're gonna keep you updated on this whole YFNW Melly situation, but our prayers go out. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit the
We'll
notification
give you
bell.
the updates. I'm gonna give him a 50-50 chance of being the case. I think there's a lot of stuff I heard that seemed pretty damning, I guess you could say, and a lot of stuff that says maybe it's will get thrown out, because I've seen someone get charged for a quadruple murder, but they didn't collect the evidence correctly, so the whole case was thrown out. So that does happen. So we'll keep you updated if there's an update. Yeah.